Welcome to week 2 of guided doodling with the Jeweled Leaves collection. Last week we began our doodle library with the lines and the circles, and we created the lines and circles connecting the spaces between the shapes of the Jeweled Leaves mandala. Today we'll be adding 2 more marks to our doodle library, and what I have here is the guided doodling sheet for the Jeweled Leaves collection. And then I have a Sharpie marker. This is an ultra fine tip point. You can use whatever you want. You can use a marker, a pencil, a pen, and we're going to get started. So we'll start in the upper left corner of this first box here. And what we're going to do is we'll start with triangles. So we're going to do triangles across the top, just starting with equal size, equal distance apart across the top of the box. Not worrying about whether they're perfect or completely symmetrical. Just letting our hands flow across the top of the box. And then thinking of other things that we can do with triangles. So maybe doing some tall, thin triangles. So a line of thin, tall triangles, equal distance apart. Or maybe you want to do a pattern. There's 4 and a space, and there's 1. And I'm not going to be able to fit 4 in again, but I'm going to just keep on going, doing 2 right next to each other. We're just coming up with ideas and maybe doing some short, wide triangles. I'm just noticing where our thoughts are. If we're starting to make triangles that don't look like we think they should, just noticing the thoughts and then just keep on going. We're just coming up with ideas. Or maybe a tall, thin one with a short one. And then doing a tall, thin one and a short one. Just coming up with a pattern. You can do exactly what I'm doing or wherever your hands are guiding you with the triangles. And just thinking about other patterns. Maybe I want to do a triangle upright, and then right below it do another triangle pointing down. And trying a couple of those. Maybe moving on to another pattern, something like this, where all the points are pointing in. Or I could do triangles inside of triangles. So the inner triangle centered, or maybe a triangle inside a triangle where they share the same base. And if there's anything else I can think of triangles. And then moving on, we're going to create triangles within the shapes here. So these are the shapes of the Jeweled Leaves mandala. And we're just going to see where our hands guide us. Just creating triangles. You can make it as detailed or as simple as you'd like. Just adding triangles, different sizes, different patterns. And just letting my hands flow. If I'm having trouble thinking of ideas in here, I can scan the side, see what I've come up with. And here I'm just adding smaller triangles within the larger triangles and filling up this shape. And moving on, maybe adding triangles into the points here. Again, not worrying about if it's exact. Just allowing my hands to move. Doing a number of triangles inside of triangles in the center there. And maybe a triangle up here. Another triangle inside. Maybe an upside down thin triangle. So wherever my hands are guiding me. Seeing what they come up with. And once you're done with creating triangles inside of the shapes, let's move on and add triangles outside of the shapes. So where can you do triangles? Again, not worrying about if they're exact or completely symmetric. Just coming up with ideas. Just relaxing into the process. And once you're done with one, just keep on moving. Be triangles with the point going towards the shape. Nope. Just doing that one upside down, but I'm going to keep on moving. So just completing the triangles on the outside of the shapes. Do a triangle up here, doing a triangle inside the triangle. And I can continue it down, just adding triangles. Just seeing how much I can change the shape if I'd like. And this can just go on and on. Again, as much detail as you'd like. And then once you're done, we're going to move on to the second box. And here we're going to add dots. So just coming up with a pattern of dots across the top of the box. Just doing single dots, equally spaced across the top. And maybe creating a pattern, 3 dots, a space, and a dot. 3 dots and a dot. So whatever's coming to mind for you. I could do larger dots with a smaller dot. Do a pattern like that. And maybe doing a wavy pattern of dots across the box. Just going where my hands are leading me. Big dot, little dots on the outside circling around. We do another one of those. I could do a big dot with a bunch of little dots coming off of it. I could do a shape with dots. I could do a triangle with dots. So combining the triangles and doing the dots in that shape. And once you've completed that box, moving on to the inside of the shapes and just adding dots. So allowing your hand to move. So I'm doing 2 lines of dots in the center. And you can make this as detailed as you want. You can fill the whole thing in with dots if you'd like. And once you finish, feel like you're finished, you can move on to the next shape and add dots within that shape. I'm just adding dots to these little points there. Be a big dot in the center with the little dots around it. And I'm just going to continue along, shape by shape, seeing what ideas I come up with, releasing any thoughts of perfectionism, just coming up with ideas. Here I'm just doing the last shape there. And again, continue for as long as you'd like with any of these, and then once you're ready, you can move on to the outside of the shapes and just add dots, any size, any pattern, whatever's coming to mind. Just allowing your hands to flow. Maybe I'll add large dots outside of these points here. And maybe little dots outside of these. Just going around the entire shape. And I'm making mine symmetrical here. It doesn't have to be symmetric. We could do different things on each of these points. Extending down the dots. Could create a pattern like this with dots, kind of like an arch or an arc. Big dots and little dots. So let's add as many dots as you'd like to those. And then once you're complete with that, we'll move on to the mandala. And here what we'll do is we're going to look for ways to connect the shapes with the triangles and the dots. So wherever you'd like to start, I'm going to start in the center and I'm going to connect these two shapes here with a long thin triangle. And I'm just going to move my paper as I go. I'm keeping it symmetric. Just adding these long thin triangles. And I committed to using a pen, which means I won't be erasing anything. So if I make a mistake, that's okay. I'm just getting into a flow and just moving along. So maybe I want to do some dots here. Just connecting the shapes of the mandala. Just really bringing the mandala together with these connections. And I'm just scanning it and seeing if other ideas come to me. So maybe these dots are a little bit larger in between these two shapes. Just allowing my hands to guide me. If I'm not coming up with any ideas, I can scan up into the boxes and see what kind of things I did there. And of course you can do as many of these doodle sheets as you'd like. If you want to continue to explore the triangles and the dots. And I'm thinking about adding another triangle up here, going in the other direction from this one down there that I added. So the point going out. And again, as many details as you'd like, or as little details as you'd like. What I'm trying to do is just connect all of the shapes to bring this mandala together. And I'm just scanning, and I'm thinking about continuing this line here and doing dots. Just finding my place on the next shape, doing the same thing. Just noticing any sensations in my body, any thoughts that may need to be released, any thoughts of perfectionism, exactness. Just allowing your hands to move, allowing thoughts to come in and out. And just letting your hand lead the way. And then I'm just scanning this, and I'm really enjoying how this one looks here, feeling like all the shapes are connected, and I don't feel like I'm going to do any more, so I'm complete here. And you can again go as far as you want with this, add as many details as you'd like. I appreciate you joining me today, and I look forward to our next session together. Thank you.